Welcome back. Round 15 of the NRL, second of the major bye rounds. I'm on a mad time crunch, so we're just going to hammer through this one. I will touch on any key waiver pickups, free agencies as I go through the games, guys. I might miss a couple, and the engine will have a few names out of whack, just with Origin and bits and pieces like, I don't know if the Dolphins have updated theirs. I've got it actually here, but it hasn't flown through for me. So, yeah, that's the plan today. As usual, we'll kick off with something interesting. This is the player research database in the Draft Oracle that is now live today. So you can filter by minimum games by dragging this. You can kind of lower the scores you want. Make sure you're looking at certain things. You can flick CT dub. Inside Thomas Jenkins, for example, averaging 84 in 13 games. You can see his base makes up 31% of his, 31 points of his total. Create 6 of a 25, scoring 26. So you can see all that cool stuff. You can just filter as well. Say you want to just drop his floor games out, all these lower games in that period of time, and he's averaging 102. That sort of thing. You can see highest game, lowest game, all that stuff. For different players, like Tallis Duncan is a cool one. You know, he's a good example of someone where you might want to see, well, how does he go when he's just on an edge? You know what I mean? Well, he averages 77 on an edge. What happens like this week when he's at center? Maybe he's you know, not like he's not always playing an edge role. Started here on this right center 61, and then we can assume maybe these he came off the bench to a center role. I think it was through the middle, but just gives you an example of someone you can filter for. So pretty cool. You can do all that. Yeah, this is now live for people. You can multi-sort. So say you want to see average and then sort by last 3 and then average. Do it like that. So 84, 103, 88, 90. You can kind of see how it works, right? I love the 60-60 stat. It's really important, so I keep that in the main thing. But on mobile as well, she works beautifully. This sits in your screen. You can just tinker and play around. So that is now live. So anyone in the Oracle, just another feature for you guys to froth. Nothing I did was I just made research available from any league. You can just hit research because I know people will come here heaps to muck around here. Don't know if we spoke about this last week as well. That positional scoring each week. So because it's a buy round, it's a bit lean, but you can just go, yep, left wing, who's a direct beneficiary of weakness. This is pure weakness. So got nothing to do with model data. This is just pure weakness, so you can just click around and go, cool, and it helps you with your sit starts, your pickups and stuff. So that's all live for you good folk in the Oracle. But what we're here to discuss is the matchup look ahead as well as the team list. So just gun matchups for the week. And before I kick off, man, the model accuracy, we had our most accurate week of model data last week, where we had I don't know, 7 out of 10 guns hit. We had a massive amount of elites hit, so very good. It means that this beast I have been developing for 2+ years is now starting to hum really nicely, which is really cool. Unfortunately, the one I needed to hit the most, KL Ero, had the gun matchup. He was one of our misses. Really unfortunate. I called him a neutral because he still scored decently enough that you would have started him. It's a success, but yeah, he did not deliver on the upside that was there for him. So, yeah, anyway, Jareem, Johnston, Herbie, kind of all the typical names. Mulatalo, someone I thought would suffer on the right, has actually hit 2 good games, one with serious upside. That is just amazing. Because Trindle's actually playing on the right, which really, really hurts Kale Ero and Teague Wilton, that Trindle's moved to the right in lieu of Hines not being there. Jaden Campbell, he's a big name on everyone's lips. So, yeah, one that I think will be a massive trade-in for people ahead of his dual capabilities that he picks up, as well as buy coverage. Terrell hit. Ollie Pascoe's been really good. Huddy Young's off at Origin, so that won't be him. That'll be Adama Mariota. Zach Hosking's been amazing for owners, and it's his season, man. Same as Willison. So these guys that I recommended you to pick up throughout the season, I had them as claims according to your need in my pickup videos. They've just delivered immense value. Ronnie Mulatalo I shouted out before he even was back as well. So look at this team of gun matchups for the buy round coverage. All guys I told you to get on: Pascoe, Hosking, Willison. So I'm doing my job there. Elite matchups. Kinney enters the fray. owners will just be desperate for him to hit some upside. It's been too long coming for the little fella who's just seriously a great player in just an attack that just can't score in the red zone. They've scored all their tries from halfway recently. It feels like AKP, that makes sense. KL Ero again, he's just kind of got that pedigree kind of surfacing him above his opposition. So Herbie's, the top dog. KL's nearby. Robbie Toyer's at Origin. Kelly Strange at Origin. Ford, Plath at Origin. Connelly, Ewan Aitken sort of steals a spot there, which is interesting. Not sure whether he'll play left or right. How could you know? Tevita came back on the right. Does he go back to left now that Tallis is playing centre? Like, it's just the Bunnies it's so hard to sort of pick what they're going to do there. I assume Aitken goes right and Tevita goes left. Who could know? This is your sheer weakness, and that'll be reflected in that drop down, that pellet table I showed you. Game 1, hopefully, there'll be a portion of these names will be incorrect. So, for example, Reece Walsh is actually Hayes Perham. I'm not playing many Bronx except Xavier Willison. Maybe not, maybe Pierre Curie if you're really desperate. Haas ain't there. Reynolds, Staggs ain't there. Yeah, I just staying away from the Broncos till we see something, I think, a bit more, unless it's a forward centered around work rate like Willison. On the Bunnies, though, Johnston, he was really bad last week. The Broncos haven't been too bad in that area, but he's been pretty good at scoring. I think Tallis Duncan is one you definitely want to start if you've got him. Latrell Seawell, I know he's got value now, and the two centres that precede him in Latrell Mitchell and the dude from the Raiders, I'm blanking so hard on him. Jack White. I know they're coming back in a round or two, so just be cautious. I think if you haven't got him in Classic and stuff, I think it's probably too late. But I mean, maybe to make some money, you could kind of go down to him and get a week or two out of him. It's got a bit of risk. It's got a bit of risk there, for sure. Kosi, yeah, not that interested. For Feeder, he'd be owned by everyone. But yeah, if you're looking for numbers, this isn't Jack Godge. This is a good call out. I'm glad I realised this is actually Jordan Riki, and I think he's a guy that, to me, has a big priority for people if you're needy in the forwards. The average is legit this year. I think the base is legit too. So by all accounts, he's a different guy this year. So yeah, I'd be kind of prioritising Riki. To me, I think he's back a bit sooner, so you couldn't have stashed. I mean, not many people probably would have stashed him. If we just look at his stats, dude's basing 53. There's been a little bit of scoring, not much. He's had a few. He sort of tailored. If you take away that slow start, Bro's averaging 74. This is sort of, I guess that you could call this injury affected, but the score is pretty good. Yeah, man, he's definitely a guy I'd be happy to have a 70 guy that's doing a 64% of his games over 60. Yeah, look, so he's sort of trending down, as you can see. If you take away this game, what is it, 65? Yeah, I get if you take that away, it sort of does impact him. But what's to say he can't score a couple of tries? He plays outside Reynolds, right? They've really developed a partnership, him and Reynolds. Yeah, it's a couple of 80s, a 76. I'm more than happy to trot him out in leagues as a third 2RF. I think it's great with the bye coverage, dude. Yeah, I'm all about him. See his past average, though, I could see an argument why you wouldn't be super keen on him. But yeah, man, if he's going to get you 50 in base, more or less, just needs something else to happen. And you're talking 67, 76, 85, 85, 62, 65, 123. I'm cool with Jordan Riki as a pretty high waiver there. I'm glad I remembered him being an option. You guys, Aitken, yeah, I think Aitken. I wouldn't, any of these guys with short-term job security, I wouldn't go nuts over Q and Aitken, but you've got to be playing to win, so I'm all about that. Just moving on to Dolphins Roosters. There's a few strange names in this one. Everyone knows Trai Fuller, but realistically, Trai Fuller's not at Origin. It's because I put the name in, same as Tevita, but yeah, Fuller hasn't been great this year in opportunities he's been given, apart from that game at centre. But yeah, so he had Oh, he's only had the 3 games. My apologies. Maybe it was a bit last year where... Oh, last year was pretty good. So he had 1 game, 86 at centre, and then the game at fullback was 48 in 80 minutes. Basing 24, create 16, which was at centre, evade 7. Yeah, but again, just with his limited game time, I still think he's got a job to do. For people like me who have Reece Walsh, Isaiah Ongi, they're off next week. So Trai Fuller, you have to kind of get this week, even if you don't want to play him. If you've got Isaiah Ongi, he's a great grab this week. So he's therefore like a pretty high priority because he could contribute to 2 wins, which is massive. If he does something. Jack Bostock, what's really interesting is Jack Bostock is basing the same as Herbie Farnworth when I looked at it earlier today. I don't want to say that like I'm 100% correct because, don't want to be wrong, but Bostock, like, yeah, I've got him as basing 38. If I go to Herbie, I'm basing 39, and Herbie's obviously evade 19 is just crazy, whereas Bostock evade only 10, but nice create. So just awesome for Jack Bostock. He sort of keeps doing it, man. Like 100% of his games, granted he's only played 5 of them, over 100, over 60. He's gone 105, 80, 85, 63, 83. So just a really good news story. I mean, there's been some tries there, and like, I don't love he's only gone 105. I mean, at some point when your team's putting 30 on, you've got to score 100 plus. Again, to be elite, but he's elite currently based on the floor. Like the low of 63, the high of 65, the COV of 16%. He's consistent with a high floor. Yeah, amazing. Trending down, worth noting, only because there's a 63 in there, but yeah, I'm really happy with Bostock as an owner. I think other people should feel the same way. On the Roosters side of things, and like Cody Nicorima's there again. Oryn Keeley, I wouldn't waiver for, but he's definitely playable. He's the type of guy who's playable. The Roosters are missing a fair few. Like, their backline is crazy. Cody Ramsey at fullback, Billy Smith on the left wing, Reece Foley, I guess, is left centre. How could you know? Maybe right centre, Egan Butcher, left or right, Tommy Talau, right winger. Dude, that backline, I just think it's all systems go. Jack Bostock, Herbie, Tevita Naufahu is a huge play this week, guys, as a winger, just because you've got basically a full strength in everywhere that it matters, really. Dolphins against this insane backline. I just can't imagine. I can't imagine they're cohesive as a defensive unit. Savala as well comes into 5'8", so anything he had developed on the wing in defense with Billy Smith is lost as Butcher or Foley drop in there. So I'd be, this favourable, gun, tough, favourable. To me, it's green lights. This is all wrong. Mark, Robert, as I just mentioned, they're different guys. So there's no one I really want on the Roosters. Like, you could take a stab at Cody Ramsey if you're really desperate in a deep league. Playing fullback, he might get you some base, but I don't like it. I don't want anything to do with it. Oryn Keeley, free agency play, totally viable. The next game, Warriors, Sharks. I just want to catch up because the Dolphins team list didn't populate in the regular page as everyone else did. Tuapiki, Khan Pereira, all these boys, all systems go. Tamare Martin, all systems go. Like the Sharks are pretty much full strength, but the Warriors are a good team. They're playing at home, so despite what the data says, I'm keen on them at home. I don't trust the Sharks, and I don't trust them to show up overseas for sure. Ramian drops back in. Mulatalo, I assume, stays on his wing, that right wing that he's made his own and has the gun matchup. And the Sharks' edges are defending decently, that's for sure, but I don't trust them to travel, and I'm happy to be wrong. It's not Adam Fanua-Blake there as well. It's Jesse Colquhoun, who's a great free agency start in your front row this week. Jacob Laban is playable even here. He lines up in the Kurt Capewell slot, or Murata Niokore goes over to the Kurt Capewell spot. This is incorrect here. I'll tidy this all up. When the matchups go on socials, they're way more accurate than the matchups in the video because I spend time just updating the names, guys. But to get this video out to you, I sort of focus more on the stats and the positional component, and then we get the names right when we go to socials. So if you want to double check this later in the week, it'll be bang on. But right now for this video, just to get it out to you in a timely manner, it's going to be a little bit wonky. Wade Egan, yeah, I'd play. I think they might do that swap of Puru and Beryl again. The Nephi Puru, I think he got a line break or something. I wouldn't play him away. There's got to be better options. Next game, beneath tough look for Para, but the Canberra Raiders were pretty trash last week. Didn't actually watch them get flogged, but yeah, from everything I can tell, it was very grim, and they were playing at home. But I mean, the Eels have shown some grit recently, but I think the Dogs were just that bad that they kind of made the Eels look better. Like, they didn't punish the Eels for how bad they were. So generally speaking, I'd expect a bounce back here from Canberra. Pardon me. Tamale's concussed, I suppose. But I don't know. Yeah, so that's why he's not him. That's Jed Stewart. But yeah, you can fire up anyone but Jed Stewart in this back line. Dane Laurie's a great plug at fullback, playing 5'8" in this. He could carve up. Really like that. Yeah, I could probably justify playing Brian Kelly. He has the elite matchup. I'm okay to run him out. Sam Rani's been hit and miss. Sometimes he looks quite decent, other times he looks quite poor. As for Volkman and Papali'i, only if you're desperate, for sure. Kyle Tonga I mentioned as a pickup. He didn't go great, but just because he's got an offload, it could always lead to a line break assist, and therefore anything he does that's poor gets fixed a little bit by his kind of quote-unquote upside, just a bit of his creation ability. So definitely don't mind him. I just can't play Kelma Tuolangi because of the in-game injury risk. The bloke is just a nightmare to watch. Adam Mariota, I could fire up for sure as a front rower in this, for sure. He could go the 80 out of Mariota. I mean, Joe Roddy's there actually back in the interchange. That could hurt Mariota, now that I say it. But he's in 19. Not that that means a whole lot, but yeah, I think you could probably in a deep league start Mariota with confidence that he could do something in this one. Talon De Silva, he's getting a little bit negged by the Harrison Edwards start, but I think he's definitely playable because he just has upside. He just does stuff. Tough matchup doesn't help him. The forward pack of the Raiders is pretty brutal. Tigers Titans situation, I think you just fire up everyone in this and go for it. This is just like gold and yellow and blue and it's all just a just crazy rainbow situation here. Like Bula, Kinney, Sami. Skelton is not there because of his head knock, but Makasini goes to the wing. I'm not huge on Makasini there, or Stafford Toa, and Taylor May's back. I mean, you play whatever you want to play here. I'm not going nuts over those three. I think with Taylor May, like, if you've got him and you've held him, and I've been saying to sell him high, and he does something this week, you have to trade him. I'd even nearly trade him before he runs out this weekend, and just get someone back who's just a bit better. If you've got plenty of numbers, get him for someone that's off bye, as in is not playing, on bye, that serves you a purpose in the future, that's maybe on average a bit worse than Taylor May from a scoring perspective, but does a job for you. So yeah, these names are wrong, but I would definitely consider doing that. If I had Taylor May, get him off him after this or before it. Jalen DeGroot, do not touch him. Jensen Talma, do not touch him. They'll be on the right side. Jaden Campbell's at 5'8". Zane Harrison, I wouldn't. They've named Jock Madden, who looked really injured. I don't love that. I suspect, and they haven't brought what's his face back in. Did they drop Charlie Murray? No, Charlie Murray's deeply into. That's annoying because Charlie Murray, I want him in NRL fantasy because I want to make some money. Thought he'd get a few weeks. Bloody annoying, Charlie Murray. He didn't play well, so that's fair enough. But I was hoping he'd run some minutes because Tony Suka's back in. God, they love just trotting out different situations here. Hey, like Mav Geyer back to 18. Guess he's just not tolerating it. Aramaho, I think he played 80, man. So the Aramaho recommendation, it's hit. Like, again, without Jaden Campbell, he's limited. Like, I think people miss that part, and I was really clear in the Discord and on the video, like, if he's playing on the right edge without Jaden Campbell, his ceiling is capped, or the sustainability of him hitting the ceiling is capped. But as an FRF2, it's always been known an 80-minute back rower as an FRF2 is really great, generally speaking. This year, it's a little bit different because you've got like guys like Leo Thompson and all these dudes that were kind of FRF2s just pumping out huge scores, but because of they're just basing so well on the third man in, kind of lifting the floor of some of these fringe front rowers into being quite startable. But I think the logic remains the same. You can hit upside, but yeah, Aramaho will work for people who jumped on. Looks like he's got his spot back. The bench is still terrible for him with Adam Christensen, Josh Patson, but until he's not playing 80 again, hey, that's a good outcome. Yeah, I'd start Tigers, I'd start Titans and have a lot of fun with it. I'm just surprised. I'm just surprised we haven't seen any word of Dewey here. And I don't understand. Jock Madden looked gone. So does Latu Finu play over Madden? They haven't really, like Tristan Hope, and then no, they haven't really counted. So Jock Madden must be fine. I need to figure more about that. Why he's been given the role there. So yeah, in terms of matchups, like Oliver Pascoe, all systems go. You'd just be loving if you had Jaden Pascoe in this one. If you had Terrell, Kai Pierce, Paul, that sort of thing, you'd just be frothing it, given the setup of the week. But anyone in this list is big. Maybe not Stafford Toa. I mean, you could, but yeah, not super excited to play stuff. I just need to see it. But yeah, against the Titans, you just go for it, right? But yeah, if you've got Finns, Warriors, Raiders, Sharks, Rabbitohs, it's a good week for you in this buy round. Anyway, keep your eyes peeled on socials. Tomorrow we'll get out the waiver recommendation players, and yeah, I'll probably even be able to update the names and stuff in the engine a little bit more tightly before then. I should say, before we share that before waivers run on, because waivers are running Thursday morning for most leagues this week due to the Monday night game. So keep your eyes peeled. You get all the latest updates from me. You have to be on the Instagram. The Twitter's fine too. I do share most of that, but the Instagram is where I'm putting all of the good stuff. So yeah, get on the Instagram. I'll make sure it's in the bio here, because I do the accountability posts. I do all that sort of thing. Yeah, why don't I just show you? So like, here's an accountability post for the weekend gone. Like, bang, big bounce back. Iro was fine. Flower Lolo got injured. Marjorie was like the only flop out of all these dudes for sure. Again, elites, like a lot of just like rolls that weren't as planned, or scores that were just right in the middle. I wouldn't call them a hit, but they're also not a miss. So that was the case with sort of these guys in pause. Dom Young missed. These guys missed, but just a huge array of hits. So massive accuracy bounce back for the model, which I love. Then we just go through and just talk about some of the recommendations and how they performed. Yeah, so there's reels, there's all sorts of stuff that I don't know if you guys have seen this. You can now vote for your favorite players, and we're up to 600 plus reviews, which builds out a bit of database. I did a reel on classic trading, so just get on the Instagram and just get all the best data and insights from me there at sc.draft.oracle. It's the place to be there. Oh, I definitely thought I had stopped recording. Anyway, thanks for watching. Just a quick hitter just to get you set up. But again, keep your eyes on the socials, because we'll do the cards. So you get like as I think more about the matchups and the projections and get all that sort of stuff, you'll see who's sitting pretty for the week ahead. Cheers.